protesting.
We're
Stop.
with you, Rose. We're still protesting.
Still protesting.
You're
You know
protesting.
why? Because that gap is not closed yet. And I think here on a Saturday night, we are back with you all once again. We welcome you all here to Black Women Equal Pay. Because why? We deserve it.
Right.
And until we get it, we'll be still protesting. Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are back before you once again. We have more dynamic speakers and more dynamic information. I am Rose Fauntleroy, and I am hosting with my co-host, Asha Stearns. Asha, anything you want to tell the people this evening?
Well, I want to welcome everybody back to the third day. Um, I'm sorry, excuse me. I want to welcome everybody to the third day of the Black Women Equal Pay Day Conference. If you missed yesterday, I do advise or appreciate you all to go back and look at the replay that we did on last night. It was awesome. We had Miss Dion who talked about not finances, who talked about fitness or health in the workplace. We had Miss Armstrong, Dr. Cynthia Armstrong, who talked about the mindset. And then we also had, what is her name? What's her name? Kayshawn. Yes, we had Miss Kayshawn. I really like the
I'm
story
glad
that
you
she
got it
told.
right. Maybe you might want to write them names down next time, buddy, because you really struggling through them. Like, come on, y'all, come on, come on.
So we have three guests, three speakers that is going to speak on tonight. And so I am very excited to hear what they have to say on tonight. So I will take it away and give the mic to someone else.
I will take the mic back and say good Saturday evening. Yes, our speakers last night, they just knocked it out of the box. Dion talked about health and being fit. And as everyone knows, you cannot close anything, not even a door, if you don't have your health in order. But also the thing that she pointed out was your health is important to building your wealth. But when you stay on a job for a really long time, it really can affect your health in adverse ways. That's why you always have to be mindful and take time out for you. Dr. Cynthia talked about the mindset. The mindset drives everything. But if you don't have your health, your mind is still not going to be clear to function in building wealth and building your legacy and closing that wealth gap. Okay, closing that wealth gap. What are we going to say about that? We can't
Let
wait.
me ask a question. Have you guys invited them to download the book yet?
No.
Well, the book's up and running. So if you guys haven't already downloaded the book, it is called The Lies They Tell About Black Women and Money, which is a really good opportunity for you to understand one of the reasons that women in general are behind on the wage gap. And when people talk to me about the wage gap, I don't talk about what other genders or it's not anybody else's problem but ours. And so when we stop doing the things that cause us to be behind, we'll stop being behind. Stop doing everybody else's job. Stop waiting on some knight in shining armor to save you. Stop letting your feelings get in the way of your progress. Can I say that without hurting anybody's feelings? Guys, y'all ain't got no more feelings than nobody else. But I swear the minute I let my feelings take over and get in my way, I'm gonna be destined to, live out my eternity with less than. And people, now that's one of the truths they say about women is that we get too emotional. And the truth of the matter is, sometimes we do. You're either gonna do the work or you're not gonna do the work. And there's really no room for emotion. And let me tell you why I say that. People get emotional and they want to quit their business. People get emotional and they want to quit their purpose. People get emotional and they want to do this. but y'all don't quit no jobs. That job will piss you off every day, call you every name in the book, treat you bad, give you horrible reviews, even horrible increases, but yet you don't fall on the floor when something wrong happens at your job. You can have all this strength and fortitude when it comes to building for somebody else. And then when it comes to building for yourself, all of a sudden everything's got to be perfect. Everything's got to be all put together. Ain't no room for accidents. Everything just knocks you off your square. And ladies, we can't live like that. The same way you fight to get a job and keep a job needs to be the same way you fight to get and keep your business. So if you've not already shared this, for those of you who are in the group right now, you go share. Let you be the first among those that share. Sharing groups that you're members of. Don't just come here and sit and look in the camera. Share. And for those who are watching, you make sure you share as well. Because the truth of the matter is, we really need to be protesting against ourselves. Because the minute all women say, we're not going to put up with it anymore, the minute they'll get it right. It's got to be an all or nothing. Because if you quit your job and then somebody else falls back in there and lets them treat them any kind of way, the cycle continues. And so we've got to take back our own power. We've got to take back our own authority. We've got to take back our own ability to create wealth. And it starts with taking back what you say about yourself. Stop saying that you're not capable. Stop saying that you're less than. Stop saying it's too hard. You can't do it. With the time and energy you spend making up excuses, you could have been done by now. With the time and energy you spend throwing fits because everything didn't work 100% as expected, you could have been across the finish line by now. So when you pick up them pickets every morning, I want you to start a strike line outside your own house, in your own neighborhood, and against you. And I want you to say to yourself every morning, what could I have done? What can I do today to move myself forward? And I want you to say to yourself every night, no judgment, just tell the truth. What could I have done today differently to move me forward? And when you start that level of self-introspection, when you start that level of, I'm not going to make it everybody else's problem, I'm not going to make it everybody else's priority, until it becomes your priority, it can't be anybody else's problem. Monique, if you give it like 2 seconds, normally we get a download, it normally takes about 2 to 3 minutes to come. And that's not us, that's those email servers. So I don't know if anybody has downloaded it today, but if not, if you try to download it and you put your information in, you don't eventually get it in your spam, we'll send it back out to you. So, and that's another thing I need y'all to know. We can't make technology speed up. I can't wait till this is your baby and somebody tells you, I put my information in, it ain't downloaded yet. It takes a minute. I don't care whose stuff it is. It takes a minute. So make sure you go to www.blackwomenequalpay.com, register to get the book, register for the recordings. Who wants to say something tonight about what you need to protest against yourself for? Because that's the truth of the matter. The campaign starts with you.
I'll protest against procrastination with me.
Okay. What does that look like?
What does that look
like, Rose?
Oh, let's see, Coach. That looks like doing everybody else's stuff before I do my own. That looks like waiting till the last minute to send out something. That's what it looks like, Coach. I know it. You know it.
So I know it and you know it, but sometimes we got to articulate things or we get back in that same swing of things.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that I don't have procrastinating tendencies, but I tell you what I'm looking for. In this next season, I'm looking to align myself with people that take action. That people that take action without $1 million worth of freaking instructions. People that trust themselves enough to take 4 or 5 statements that I say and go do the best that you can do with what I said. It's no perfection in this. Did you get it done without worrying the shit out of me, or did you not? This is a lot of moving pieces and a lot of moving parts. So my expectation is higher in this season than it's ever been, because I want to align myself with people who are going to get it done in a timely fashion by themselves. And I don't think my expectations are too high. I'm going to tell you why I say that. I sit and watch y'all be leaders at these jobs. I sit and watch you be commander in chief. I see you watch you calling the shots and pulling everybody else's chain. And then you get over here and you act like you can't add 2 and 2, and I'm tired of it. And I know that's brutal, but it's the truth. If you would do it at your jobs, do it for yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Ask yourself, what am I not doing that's causing me to stay in this space where I'm not earning? If you sit around me and watch me launch after launch after launch after launch, and you're not doing the same, ask yourself, why not? And a lot of it is, it's like vegetables when we was little. And your mama told you couldn't leave the dinner plate until you ate your vegetables. You just push that shit around on your plate for 2 or 3 hours. So instead of launching, what are you doing? You're just pushing it around on your plate. You got $1 million worth of excuses why you ain't launching. And the truth of the matter is, you don't need no website to launch. Girl, you need a Cash App, a PayPal, and maybe a little piece of Square for people that want to use credit cards. All this fancy stuff, we used to not have that to make money. We pull up on a barbecue truck today. They don't even have a website. They using Facebook. He got his Cash App is his name. He got a business PayPal. And his food was high like you was going to a fine dining restaurant. He want $20 a plate for one meat. But he was strategically positioned in the middle of like 3 different clubs. And when they stumble out of them clubs at midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock tonight. Okay. Troy said the women gonna be out there seeing who gonna buy her a plate. And they gonna buy them $20, $30 plates like it ain't nothing. He knows his worth. He knows his worth. What's wrong with you? What's keeping you from understanding your worth and your value and how to strategically place yourself in a position where people will pay anything to work with you? So when your protest should start and end with you, somebody else tell me what you're still protesting against as it relates to yourself.
Coach, I'm still protesting against the knowledge of my own self-worth. I had a lot of responsibility in the military, and now that I'm a civilian, I've gotten complacent about my ability to be able to execute on things. And I've had to get that military mentality back again, like I can do it, and that self-talk and talking to myself that, you know, come on, Monique, execute on these things, execute on this initiative. Don't just be a team player and not a leader.
I agree. But again, we tend to align ourselves with these titles. And when the titles go away, we tend to act like we're nothing now that we don't have a title. When in actuality, them titles wasn't helping you earn any more money than anything. As a matter of fact, them titles probably was keeping you from getting some position because people would say, quick to say, we're overpaid or overqualified. Stephanie, was you trying to take your mute button off?
No, ma'am, but I'll go. I am still protesting against perfectionism. Tends to hold up the process. You keep working and working on a project, and it seems like you're not, because you're still working on the same thing and you're not pushing it. And then it goes into the execution. It's not getting done. It's not getting pushed forward, and it holds up my money.
And I'm gonna help you protest against that. You and Sherry, because y'all had an opportunity and y'all know what I'm talking about to really turn some things around with your finances. And y'all did more paper pushing and trying to dot I's and cross T's than you did saying, let's get it out there in whatever form, understanding that's why pencils have erasers. And that's what I want to remind all of y'all. You can't make no, as perfect as you work to get it, it can't make no money till you put it out there. I also want to remind you guys that there are seasons. There are ebbs and flows. There are times when you put things out there that will be perfect. And there are times you can put things out there and they will be flat. And sometimes when you wait too long, and many of you do, you miss that opportunity to put something out there and be successful. When I first thought about our new company, Absentia Global, the pandemic was not even in full swing yet. And so when we got an opportunity to pitch to be among the companies selected to win $40 million in contracts, we didn't have everything ready. It didn't stop us. We got that website together. We got that pitch together. We stopped everything we were doing. And for a week, we got it together. And we went and we won that pitch. And not only that, we pitched for some marketing and business consultation on Friday. We got an opportunity. They're going to pay for us to get our women-owned business certification. So I say that to say there's times and there's seasons, and some of you are missing the mark. Joel Osteen's father wrote a book called A Place Called There. A lot of you probably think, oh, I should have been left here. That's why God is punishing me. It's not. Your blessings have moved and you didn't keep up with them. So your blessings are no longer where you were. You were blessed in that corporate job. You were blessed in that marriage. You were blessed in that situation for that season. Your blessings have moved on and you haven't kept up with them. So I want you to think about that. Think about how much opportunity you had just this year alone to be able to sit still and really wrap your mind around your business. Have you used it? Or have you donated that time back to your job? Have you donated that time to things that are really not going to matter at the end of the day? Things that when said and done are not going to pay you more, are not going to push you forward. What have you done with the opportunity? Did you use it or did you squander it? Who else wants to talk about what they're still protesting against as it relates to yourself? Go ahead, Miss Joanne.
Mine's the time management. I figured out that I have a calendar for per day with like times to box things that I need to do. And sometimes I get a little late on it, but other things happen, but I try to stay with it, but I need more time management.
So time management is a big bucket. Time management has to do with delegation. Time management has to do with our ability to be able to prioritize. Everything is not important every day.
Right.
And no matter how well you try to write things down, everything doesn't always happen every day. But some of y'all keep leaving the same thing, which is your business, off of the must happen list every day. You're getting the homework done with the kids. You're doing everything but your business every day. Or you leave your business to your last 30, 45 minutes in a day. I can't make you operate the way I operate. As a matter of fact, I don't want it for too many people because I'm super structured and super disciplined. But at the end of the day, that's what got me here. And you got to realize the same thing about you. There's nothing special about me, nothing different about me. I just, every single day, 7 days a week, I choose to wake up look at what needs to happen every day in my life and start working on it immediately. And I'll reach out to some of y'all. Hey, what time you gonna be ready? Hey, what time you gonna be ready? You respond, you respond. Here you don't, you don't. It's not gonna keep me from doing my work. So the same way you make everything else a priority, make your livelihood a priority. Make this business a priority. Stop jumping out in the street running all them damn errands and you ain't did nothing on your business. Order up them groceries on Instacart. Order up that food on Uber Eats. Sit at your computer and put some time in. And I'm gonna say one more thing. Stop coming up with all this shit to do other than launch your business. One of the very reasons I don't have a t-shirt production company right now, because I had to choose, am I gonna sell coaching? I'm gonna sell t-shirts. I don't have time to do both. And you're gonna look at your life and there's gonna be some things. I tell one of my new clients this morning, I said, did you get your project work done? Yesterday, she's a new VIP client. Got an event coming up in Houston in like the end of October. I said, you get all your invites and everything. Say, well, my mentor had nominated me for this award. Girl, you getting another award next month. Them awards ain't adding shit to your bank account. I know it's an honor to be considered for this or considered for that. I learned a long time ago, them plastic ass trophies, them glass paperweights, and all that shit cannot be cashed in at even the pawn shop.
Wow.
Sometimes you gotta choose between fame and finances. And which will you choose? Cherie was like last night, are you coming? I said, girl, I'm wore out. At 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock every morning, my feet are on the floor. And whether you sleep or up, I'm working. So to be able to show up here, that's a bonus for me. That means if I got all the other stuff done, if that makes sense what I'm saying. This platform is for you guys. This is your opportunity. This is like a treat for me to get to come. Because Lord knows I got work I need to be, should be doing. And you guys have to do the same thing. What are you really doing to push the envelope? So who wants to go next? Ayoka, since people don't want to be.
Can I go next?
You can go after Ayoka. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm here, hey everyone. So the one thing I know I have to push away and protest is me trying to be Miss Superwoman for everybody else and not for myself.
So who puts the cape on for you?
Wow.
I keep doing that, y'all, because my shoulder's hurting. Y'all worked with me this morning, y'all know that. Who puts the cape on for you? Girl, it wasn't too long ago. I guess it's been about a month, maybe 2. I was going to do something, and I went to put on a pair of tights. Girl, I forgot how damn hard it was to put on. First, you gotta ball them all the way up.
You can stretch them.
Then you gotta stick your foot in one, stick your foot in the other. Then you gotta slowly pull them all the way up. Then you gotta go back down and pull it. Girl, I got through with them things. I was huffing and puffing. I finally got about halfway up. I say, not gonna be able to do that one. It's hard to put on tights. It's hard to put on a cape. It's hard to leap tall better than a single bound. Who's playing Superwoman for you?
I'll say probably the only person that really would be a super person for me would be my mom. But that's about it. And that's only as much as she can do.
Well, that's the only person I'm gonna play Superwoman for. It's got to be some reciprocity, and that's the thing women don't know. We're bad reapers. The word says you reap what you sow. Y'all so busy sowing seed in people, you don't realize that's not biblical. To sow and sow and sow and never reap, There's a problem with that. If you put $1 million worth of seeds in the ground, you're gonna expect $1 million worth of crops, huh? So why do we sow seed in people and not reap? That's the problem. Go ahead, Yvette. What you still protesting about yourself?
Okay, I'm still protesting about myself of I don't want to feel overwhelmed. And I was just kind of thinking about what you were saying earlier, which you sound like you're talking about sacrifice. And I know sometimes, you don't want to sacrifice, but that's what it takes to make it to the next level.
It's a combination of a lot of things. Sacrifice is not the only thing. You definitely got to have some delegation in play. I was watching this clip, somebody sent me a PD. The PD said, I paid too many damn people not to be happy. I paid too many damn people to be over. And I'm getting to that point that I'm like, okay, it's too many people around me for me to be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I'm feeding too many people eat off this plate for me to be running around stressed. I shouldn't have to be fielding questions every 5 minutes. We've been doing this long enough that we know what to do. Everybody knows what to do. If you don't know what to do, guess what? There's about 5 women that I can name off the tip of my tongue that they're going to give you the same answer I'm going to give you. I'm not even talking about me as a business coach launching your business. I'm the master at that. I'm talking about everything in between. Even down to Black Women Equal Pay Day, even down to the BYOB show. Part of the reason you run it is to get the experience, right? You're not getting the experience if you're running to me asking me a question every 5 damn minutes. You're not. You're not. That's still a safety net. Does that make sense? So part of that overwhelm, you need to look around you and see who else is overwhelmed. Because if they're not as overwhelmed as you need to hand them something. Bottom line. Marnie, go ahead. I think you was finna click your button.
Yes, ma'am. I'm still protesting of being tired of being tired and not taking the opportunity, like the other young lady mentioned, making sure you're getting your skill sets, trying to be superwoman, trying to be everything for everybody, but not being there for you.
How long you been? So see, this is what I wanted to ask women. How tired do you have to get? Or how long do you have to get tired? What's that line of demarcation where you quit the hell talking about it and start doing something? I hear you. I see what you're saying. But come tomorrow, when faced with those same choices and the same set of circumstances, are you going to do differently? Because see, that's the measure. The measure is not, are you tired? Bunch of tired folks can't pay their bills tomorrow. Bunch of tired folks got the first bearing down on them and don't. Bunch of folks. Are you tired enough to change? Are you tired enough to start to fight yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
And correct yourself. Correct yourself before you get out there. Stop beating yourself up and beating everybody around you up too. Give yourself some patience. Rome wasn't built in a day. Most of y'all just started this. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of your problem is you looking over here at me and you trying to measure and you can't. I've sacrificed for 9 years. You looking at my 50th edit and you looking at your rough draft and saying, why my rough draft don't look like, because it can't. You haven't done what I've done as long as I've done what I've done. Period. As consistently as I've done it. Period. So understand that stick man drawing you see. I once had a stick man too. Understand the 2 or 3 people you get to show up for this and that. I once had 2 or 3 people showing up too. It didn't happen overnight, but I learned what y'all are gonna have to learn, which is if you don't open your mouth, you won't have. How many of you took your personal phone and text people to be here tonight? How many people took your messenger inbox and said, I'm gonna message 100 people a day? That's the shit I used to do. Y'all don't do that no more. Y'all think I'm just gonna post on social media and the people are just gonna come. It does not work like that. It does not work like that. It doesn't. That's why I'm finna host this Facebook masterclass and this LinkedIn masterclass for my volunteers, so you guys can know that it takes work to get people to show up. People have competing priorities. They just do. They do. You got other stuff they would be doing. So if you don't take the time to make it personal, they go do something else. They'll forget. Wasn't important enough for you to remind them. And then how many of you inbox people today? Tell them about, oh, by the way, come to Black Woman Equal Pay Day tomorrow. I got an invitation today to come to somebody's launch tomorrow. I'm like, girl, I mean, like, did you really want me to come? Because if you really wanted me to come, you probably would have told me a week ago. What do y'all think? I'm just gonna ask y'all. If you really, really wanted me to come, how long ago would you have told me?
A week ago.
Minimum.
At least some notice, a heads up.
About 2 weeks, maybe.
Minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Minimum. Then when I don't show up, people be in their feelings. That's unfair.
Yeah.
That's not fair. Not only do I have a life, but half the time I'm busy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But the harder question is, if it was so important for you tomorrow, why didn't I know 2 weeks ago? If it was so important for me to be there. Am I right?
Yeah.
Y'all got to protest against yourself. Y'all protest against yourself. Who wants to add in? Who's still protesting against them?
I am. Mine is a mindset change.
Explain that, Ola.
It just means because, once I retired, I was retired from doing stuff. And so now I realize I need to change my mindset if I want to get my business off the ground. I've got to change my mindset and be in a business mindset and not a retirement.
Well, you do have to work this business like you work a job.
Yeah.
You ain't even got to work it as hard, but you have to work consistently. If you want to have that retirement mindset, you got to say to yourself, okay. And this is the beautiful thing about this business. The 8 hours a day you work, it doesn't matter which 8 hours. You can say, I'm going to get up at 4 o'clock every morning, about 12. I'm going to be done. I'm going to take me a nap and wake back up at 2 and I'm going to be retired. And from 2 p.m. every day to 10 p.m., I'm going to act like a retired person. And then I'm going to get up and do it all over again. You can play Jedi mind tricks with yourself. But you got to understand too, part of the reason you can't fully be retired right now is because you didn't do the right things when you were working. The word says you got to make hay while the sun shines. The word say when night comes, no man can work. So if you're not on top of what you're supposed to be doing now financially, paying your bills off, if you're not on top of earning money like you're crazy, I got so much in my head, I just got to get on paper. I got so much in my head to teach these mentees and the membership. But at the end of the day, I'm going to start doing pop-ups. If you're in my membership, you get to come for free. They're going to range in price from $19, $29, $39. I may wake up at 5 o'clock on a Saturday and say, look, y'all, we're going to write a book today, or we're going to write a landing page today, or we're going to write an email sequence or whatever. It costs this amount. Go to this page, sign up. I don't care if I get 20 people in there, 30 people in there, knee jerk. I don't care. I already said October going to be my most profitable month this year. That means I'm finna be relentless in putting stuff out there. And guess who else better? You have the power to free yourself from a job at any point. You have the power to free yourself financially at any point. You got the power. You got to choose to do it. You got to choose. And guys, listen, I don't talk to you as if I'm better than you. I talk to you as if I wish somebody would have did this for me. I wish somebody would have said, girl, focus on your business. Girl, that job and the title ain't going to be here forever. I didn't have nobody to wake me up. So now that you guys got somebody to wake you up, I expect for you to walk around woke.
Yes, ma'am.
Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Coach.
I wish I could roll back the clock and get any one person to teach me how to make money at the level that I teach you guys how to make money. I've written 15 books before I figured out the formula to write books. How long it took me to write the ebook today? An hour and a half.
An hour and a half.
Y'all saw me start with a blank sheet of paper.
Yes.
How many people saw me?
I did.
You saw me start with a blank sheet of paper, and an hour and a half later, I had a full book ready to go to the graphic designer, get some images, get edited, ready to be an ebook. Not only who does that, but who shows you that?
Nobody does that.
So you ain't got to be over there struggling, trying to figure out. I'm your litmus test.
Coach.
But you gotta do what you need to do to show up and get the lessons and then execute the lessons. Who wants to tell? And then I'm finna get off it. Man, I don't know. My shoulder feel like it's full. I know it ain't nothing but for sleeping bad. But my whole left shoulder is just, it's horrible.
Be careful.
If it ain't better, I'm gonna go to the urgent care tomorrow. But you know, yep. I told y'all last time I sent Faith to the urgent care, they gave my baby a bill for $2,800. And she got insurance. Let me give y'all a warning about them urgent cares. They are not all created equal. First of all, if you need a doctor and it's not something physical, go to one of them little doctor says for $29, $25. I've been to the chiropractor before. That chiropractor didn't do nothing to help me. That chiropractor cracked my back and gave me a bill and sent me on my way. And I was still hurt. So what I was saying was, my baby went to the urgent care. All urgent cares. I know this is a segue, but I gotta tell you this before I forget. You better off going to doctor says $25. Let them tell you what the problem is. Get you a little prescription and keep going. They sent my baby an invoice for over $3,000. Insurance paid like $300 of it. Baby, if I tell you I sent them people $50 a week for 26 weeks, I said that she is a college student. She ain't got money like that. You'll get it when she get it. I set this thing up on auto pay. And I had the money to pay him. I refused. It was a principality. So watch out, urgent cares. But if it don't feel better tonight, tomorrow, I'm going to go to urgent care. But I said all of that to say, guys, this is a long journey. It's a hard journey, but it's shorter than working a job. It's easier than working a job, and it's far more lucrative than working a job. So you give me those three against, oh yeah, it's hard. Oh yeah, it's difficult. The hardest part about all of it is you. When will you get out your own damn way? When will you stop being that overcritical, over perfect, over everything got to be just right, you, and be that same you at work? Impose deadlines on yourself, impose dates on yourself where things got to get done. Quit playing. So I'm probably wore out my welcome. I've been turned over to you ladies. Stephanie and Tisha, I'm gonna be looking for y'all. I don't know when. I'm gonna take a nap and probably be a little bit later if my shoulder feeling better.
Feel better soon, Coach. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach, for stopping by to see
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you, Coach.
Rose.
Check your messages, Coach. Well, y'all, wasn't
I think-
that interesting?
Right. I think we're ready to jump off into the conference. Yeah.
I think we're ready to give it a go. What y'all think? I am going to move everyone to the audience except for the ones who are speaking tonight. So please hang in there with us and don't go anywhere. So
So while she's doing that, let's just say there was some powerful coaching. And if you're watching and you're wondering how to get started, you just got some great tips there about how we as women can get in our own way and stop our own success. And so part of what we're here today is to look at how we can get paid, how we can improve our own life, how we can make things better. And we just got coached. There you go.
Yeah. We just got coached. We just got schooled. We just got the whole 9 yards. And
Right.
if I were you, I would take heed to each and every word, because that
Those
is
are great
what will move
notes.
you forward. Because sometimes it's not always a bed of roses and daisies. Sometimes it can be a little bitter.
But
But
sometimes you need to hear what you need to hear so you can get it done.
it has to be.
You
It's
know, and the person that tells you the truth and instead of what you want to hear, that's the coach you need.
absolutely, absolutely, someone who's going to tell you the truth.
And if you haven't done so already, please go to blackwomenequalpay.com. Again, www.blackwomenequalpay.com. Download the Black Girl Bag, The Lies They Tell About Black Women and Money. It's a free ebook. Go get it. It is thebomb.com from cover to cover. It drops all kinds of nuggets. It is for you, but more importantly, stay connected to the community. Also on blackwomenequalpay.com, you will find the 12 certifications giving out. Coach, let me back up. The Reverend Dr. Danielle Whittingham Patterson is giving out $1 million in coaching grants. So yes, you do have to have skin in the game, but it is very a small amount compared to what many others pay. Many of us have paid. So make sure you go and check us out on blackwomenequalpay.com.
I think we are now ready to move to our first speaker. And that first speaker is Miss Vicki Kirk-May. So we're gonna turn the floor over to you. And the rest of us are gonna mute out and stop our videos, Vicki.
Good evening, everyone. I am here in Alabama, and when I tell you, I mean, at so many times as Coach was speaking, I just wanted to take off and just run for everything that I am believing God for. When I tell you, he gives you what you need at the right time. And when I say I need a Coach Donyell Winningham in my life right now, yes, I do. I am Vicki Kirk May, and I help educators transform not just their bodies, but their bank account as well. And hashtag still protesting. Hashtag still protesting. I'm here right now because, basically I'm in the dark. But because I know what my goals and my dreams are, I have to show up anyway. I have to show up even in the dark. And so I need you all to hear me real well. I know you can't see me, but you can hear me real well. At least I hope that you can hear me. Let me know if you can. Hashtag still protesting. Black women equal pay. I'm all about evolving and transforming and being the best that I can be. And if we want to make a difference, if we want to change the narrative, if we want a better life, or a better life. Let me go there. A better life. We have to change some things. And so I just want to talk just a few minutes. I'm going to be real quick because I don't know how long this phone is going to let me do what I need to do. But I want those of you who are out there listening, I want you to know that this is not the time to bend. This is not the time to bow. This is definitely not the time to break. This is the time when you need to put your big girl drawers on and you need to woman up and change. There's no way that we can not just, we need to eradicate the wage gap, the income gap, salary gap, I say the freedom gap. But there's no way that we can do that if we don't transform. There's no way that we can do that if we don't change. And you're going to have to change. And so what does that look like? So I'm going to talk to you all from a personal perspective because I'm going to tell you how I'm evolving and how I have to change, because I no longer want to be at the mercy of anyone. I want to create my own economy. I am creating my own economy, but I had to change. So number one, I had to change my mind. I had to realize, and I want you to realize, that number one, you cannot conquer what you can't confront. I had to confront what was going on in my mind. I had to confront those demons. I had to accept the fact that something just ain't going right in my life. I had to accept the fact that there was still some negative self-talk that was going on. I had to accept the fact, I had to conquer negative self-talk. I had to conquer those words like, you'll never be good enough. This is as good as it gets. That you ought to be glad that you have this. I had to conquer that. I had to conquer procrastination. I had to conquer ignorance. There was a time in my life when I was okay with not knowing something because I thought that it excused me from the responsibility of my purpose. I felt like if I just stayed ignorant, if I didn't get the knowledge, the know-how, the skill set, that was my excuse for not being great, for not being amazing. So I had to conquer I had to conquer what was keeping me in the dark. I had to conquer what was keeping me from going forth. And so I had to, if I wanted to conquer it, I had to confront it. So I had to stop the lies. See, I couldn't worry about the lies that other folks was telling me. I had to conquer the lies that I was telling myself. And so I'm going to say to you all right now, some of you out there, a majority of you out there, you need to conquer the lies that you've been telling yourself. Conquer the lie that I can do it all by myself. How you gonna do that? You need to go to bit.ly Free Women 2020. You need to go to blackwomenequalpay.com. And you need to conquer the lies that you're telling yourself. You need to conquer those dark moments and allow yourself to sit at the feet of some women that can show you the way, that can be the light, that can carry the torch when you can't carry the torch. So first I had to change my mind. And then number two, I had to change my messaging, the words that was coming out of my mouth. And so I had to take hold of, this is my motto: no defense, no dialogue, no distractions. Because I was letting all kind of words come out of my mouth, life-draining words and not life-giving words. And so when I say no defense, I had to believe in my heart, and I had to walk in this thing every day that I didn't have time. I'm on a journey to success, not when I have a legacy to build, not when I have an inheritance that I want to leave behind. That I didn't have time to defend anything that I was doing, because I had nothing to hide, I had nothing to prove, and I didn't have anything to defend. I had to change my messaging. I had to stop having these no nonsense conversations that wasn't leading me to my goal, that wasn't helping. It was not profiting me anything. So I had to change not just what I was saying, but there were times when I had to shut up. And then there were some times when I had to speak, and I had to learn the difference. So it was all about timing as well. So not only did I have nothing to defend, but no dialogue. Ladies, this is not the time for us to do all this here talking. We have fallen in love with just the art of talking. We love to hear ourselves talk. We talk a good game, but that is it. We're talking about transformation. What do you need to transform so that you don't have to worry about them paying you whatever it is that they want to pay you when you know that you deserve more. So no defense. I don't have to defend myself to you, and I don't have to defend my purpose to you. No dialogue. I don't have time to talk to you about this foolishness that you want to talk about. I don't have time to talk about anybody. I don't have time to be involved in conversations that's not helpful to you and not helpful to me. And then no distractions. In this season, and this in your lifetime, you have to be laser focused. I had to be laser focused. That's why I'm so glad for Danielle Winningham, that sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh. But when I tell you she is toughening me up, she's helping me to realize the woman that I really am when it comes to business. And so she's teaching me how the same conversation that she just had with you all, with the masses, she's had to have with me one-on-one, because I was allowing myself, even in this moment of transformation and evolving, and I'm a better Vicky than I used to be. But every now and then I allow distractions to get in my way. And I had a coach to tell me that those distractions are keeping you from your millions. And so no defense, no dialogue, no distractions. And then number 3, you got to transform your moves. I was busy. I was taking action, but those actions were not leading me to my millions. those actions was not leading me to achieve goals and to the results that I wanted. So some of us, we're moving. So it's not the fact that we're not busy. It's not the fact that we're not doing things, but are you doing the right things the right way in the right order? And you know, if you are achieving your goals, if you're making profit in your business, and if you're not, and not just profit in your business, but if you're living a profitable life, that means that your relationships are good. And if you're not, then you need to change some things. Someone told me, stop all that talking. Let the tongue in your shoe match the tongue in your mouth. Take action, execute, but you have to execute the right things. Some of us need to transform some stuff. And it starts in our mind. Every day your mind should be renewed. When I talk to my clients about evolving, I always have to start with the mind, because the heart has changed. The mind is changing. And this old body of ours is waiting on change. And so we have to, if we got to be about our coins, we got to be about our money. We got to be about making a better life, not just for us. We shouldn't be in this thing just for us. And not just for our family. But how can we change the world? If you want to effectuate change in the world, then the change starts with you. Black women equal pay. It starts with you. It starts with me. And it's time to get mad. It's time to get mad enough to do some stuff. It's time to get mad enough to do something as simple as go to a website, to click on the link, to say, to join a community of like-minded individuals that not only will encourage you to stay in the fight, but they'll get in the ring with you. See, when you're transforming, when you're on the road to transformation, you're going to realize, God, really? I'm not in this thing alone? That the only way that I can win, that I got to be, that I have to be a part of a team? Because see, that's how he set it up for us. But see, the enemy wants us to think that we have to do this thing alone. We're here tonight because we want you to know that you don't have to be in it alone. And so I'm excited. I'm on 5%, so I know I'm about to get off, but I'm excited for everybody. I'm excited for Black women. I'm excited for every woman, but I'm also excited for those who we are attached to, because when Black women rise, everybody rise. When Black women decide that they're gonna do something, they make a change in everybody's life. We are so much powerful than we can even imagine. But we need to take that power and we need to really do something for it. I tell my students, use your power for good and not evil. So it's time for us to take action. It's time for us to change and know that if we want better, you know, my grandmama used to always tell me, Vicki, when you know better, you ought to do better. Well, guess what? I know better. And so now it's time for me to do better. And if I don't do better, then shame on me. And if you don't do better, shame on you. Hashtag still protesting. Thank you, Coach. Thank you so much for showing up every day. Thank you for making a change in my life and in my business. You are so amazing. And we honor you on tonight.
Wow, Vicki. That was awesome. We affirm and applaud you, Vicki. What did you say? No dialogue, no distraction, no defense,
No
no dialogue,
defense, dialogue, or
no
distractions. That
distraction.
was just, whew.
That was excellent. Oh, wow.
That thank you. You just spoke to all of us, and thank you. It's like hearing the coaching from Coach, and then you are like showing a manifestation of that. That was just amazing. And I think those tips you just gave all of us were just right on point. No defense, just dialogue or distractions. That was good.
Absolutely good. That was on fire.
Basically, she told, she put everybody on warning, gave them notice. You got to get yourself right. You got to bring it. You got to come on. No excuses at this point in time. And guys, you know, I bring the mess every night. We got to be united. We got to take a stance. If you want things to change, if you want things to happen, it starts with you. You've got to make a decision. Like she said, you've got to. You can't just keep sitting on the fence or sitting on the pot, as they used to say back in the day. You've got to move. You got to get up and move. But it starts with you. You can't wait for somebody else to do it for you. You can't wait for somebody to come along and pick you up off the side of the street. So it's not going to happen for some. Some it may, but if you wait long enough, but who wants to wait? Who wants to wait? Why wait? You don't have to. Your knees may be bruised, your elbows scraped up, but just if you have to crawl first, crawl. If you have to walk on your knees, walk on your knees until you're able to get back up on your feet and do it for yourself. But go ahead and go to www.blackwomenequalpay.com and make a decision. Stop dialoguing. Stop being distracted, as Vicki told you, and take action. Let's get it going, y'all. Let's get it going.
Absolutely. Who do we have up next?
Keisha.
All right, our lady T. Marie, relationship coach, is going to be bringing it to you.
You ready, Tisha? T. Marie, one part of the After Hours crew.
After hours.
Oh, I'm sorry. After hours.
Right. Yes, I am. I was making sure my PowerPoint was ready. Awesome. Wow. Listen, fortitude and tenacity. Tenacity is like my word. And Vicki, man, you showed us some tenacity, because you have to make sure that you don't allow anything to stop you. Nothing. So let me share my screen, and I'll be before you just a few moments. All right. Wait, give me 1 second. We can do this right. So listen, if you have not gone to bit.ly/Free Women 2020 and apply for this grant opportunity, I don't know what you're waiting for. It doesn't make sense that you wouldn't take advantage of this opportunity. And you have several areas in which you can equip yourself. So as the ladies have been sharing, and as we will continue to share, you have no excuses, because you have an opportunity to, okay, that's where I want to be. You have an opportunity to change your life now. So take advantage of the opportunity and the lifetime of the opportunity. All right. Here we go. So I'm going to be talking about, of course, because I am a relationship coach, for the love of a man and your money. Well, we'll see. Listen, money matters in matrimony as much as love does. I hope you know that. And depending on where you are in your life, depending on your age, it means something different in different phases. So one of the things is people are waiting longer to get married. So the divorce and marriage rates are actually decreasing. Part of that is due to our lovely millennials because they're waiting longer to get married. However, 2020 happened. And of course, we find ourselves in the midst of this pandemic. So actually, the divorce rates went up between March and June, 34% from the same time last year because of irreparable damage to the relationship. And part of that, I truly do believe, is that actually the pandemic just really magnified what was already there. And so there wasn't anything new. There was just that you were isolated with this person who you normally would have had some time and some space between. However, the pandemic has shown people some things about love and relationship. So, money, mindset, and your man. What will you do next? So, in this presentation, I'm going to be highlighting some of the men that will be featured in an upcoming event that I have going on. So, I'm Tisha Marie Johnson, CEO of Your Love of a Lifetime, helping you manifest true and lasting love. And so, I'm excited to be here. Shout out to the best coach on the planet, Danya Winningham. Thank you, Coach, for this opportunity and the opportunity to be on your platform and to be a speaker. I'm truly honored. I'm an Amazon bestselling author, relationship coach, and healed from divorce and other self-destructive behaviors. Am I the only one? Can somebody really for real identify with that? And yes, I'm still protesting. I'm featuring, again, the men from an upcoming event and love quotes. So listen, don't put the face with the quote, is just the way I laid out the presentation. You are my today and all of my tomorrows. Has anybody ever said that? Randy Kessler said, I'm a hopeless romantic. I still think people marry more for romance than finance. However, for a second or third or fourth or more marriage, people may be looking for financial security after their divorce left them with a sense of severe financial insecurity. So financial security is not impossible, as we look at the fact that Black women over their work life lose almost $1 million. I'm here to let you know that there is good news. First of all, you need to change your mind about what's possible. And what's possible is that though we are behind in the money that we make over a lifetime, you can put yourself in the right position to gain that back and then some. But what will you do? You are my very favorite person. Again, another speaker. Black women pursue education 2 times higher than men do. And we achieve those degrees. And I was speaking with a millennial today who has been watching some of her older counterparts have multiple degrees and not do anything with them. But as women, and especially as Black women, we are pursuers. We are the ones that will make it happen. If it's going to be, we can get the job done. And unfortunately, a lot of time we put ourselves on the back burner. A lot of times we let our dreams go to the side. A lot of times we do for everybody else. We'll even do for our men and not do for ourselves. That has to change. And you have found the love of my life and my closest, truest friend. So look, stop waiting for somebody to change your life. Take action. Do something, and I believe it was Eleanor Roosevelt that said, do something that scares you every day. I'm paraphrasing it. But do something that frightens you each and every day. So you've got to take action. You know, we just had some lovely bricks from our lovely coach because, and I can admit, I have for so long, I've been that woman doing for everybody else, pushing everybody else and dragging my feet on me. But coming into 2020, I knew that this was a opportunity for me to do some things differently. And while I probably haven't done as much as I could, I don't know. But I certainly will let you know that I've done so much more than I have in years prior. And for me, again, I'm the person, I'm the encourager, I'm the cheerleader, I'm the one that's pushing and motivating everybody else. And when you've been that person, sometimes people who are around you that benefit from you being that person, they don't understand when you say, hey, I got to take action for my own life. And if I'm looking for change, I must be the change. And so for me in 2020, I decided I'm going to be the change. I appreciate the pandemic. I know there have been some crazy things that have happened, some unfortunate things. We've lost a lot of people and things like that. But there are some people that have been blessed. There are some people that have been afforded opportunities that in a different circumstance, if it was just life as normal, would not have happened. And I know for myself, I'm one of those persons. I've experienced and have done some things this year in 2020 that would not have happened had life been just as normal. So in my pursuit of my love for myself, my man, and my money, I've got to be the change. I've got to be the change so that as a woman who is not married right now, I've got to do some things different so that I manifest the right man. And certainly if I'm working on my money, then I've got to make some different changes because though I love Pookie and Ray Ray, I don't want that to be part of my story. If somebody understands what I'm saying. The things in my life are better with you. Again, another man from my upcoming event. And I'm so excited. I'm so determined. And I'm so wanting you to understand that the possibilities are limitless and that you have an opportunity to leave a great legacy for your family. So stop letting people tell you about you. There are a whole lot of things. And if you haven't downloaded the book that Coach wrote, you can go to www.blackwomenequalpay, download that book, The Myths About Black Women. Stop letting other people tell you about you. And if you are the person who hasn't quite set yourself free from some of the stereotypes, some of the myths, then start today. Don't be the story that people keep saying. You have the power to change the story. So leave a legacy for your family. I don't care if nobody before you left you anything. It's up to you to leave something for the next generation. And I know you think that somebody's holding you back, somebody's holding you down, this relationship, this job, this boss, this, that. No, the sky is not even your limit. You are limitless. What will you do with the opportunity? What will you do with what you have in front of you? Go to bit.ly/free women 2020. Become a part of this next graduating class. Yes, I took you straight to graduation because that's what I want you to have in mind. I'm going to take this class, I'm going to invest in myself, and I'm going to graduate. And I'm going to do something with that information that I receive, and implement. Be the person that implements what you receive so you can leave legacy, so you can have the $1 million business, the multiple 7-figure business, so you can live a life that you watching on TV, non-reality TV. You watching it on TV, not believing that you can have that yourself. You can. The sky is your limit. You are your limit. And I want you to go get it like never before. So you can change the narrative about you. You can change the narrative about what relationships look like. What does marriage look like? Get yourself with a good relationship coach. Be healed so that you can make better choices in relationship, and you and that man can come together and leave the legacy. You women, one of my guest speakers, he said something so incredible today, that women, we're the ones who basically create the atmosphere for the relationship. Now, if you don't like the atmosphere that's in the relationship, then you got to look at yourself and see what you created. What did you create? What did you allow? It's tight, but it's right. So let's, ladies, get our life, in the words of my girl. Get your life, boo. Come on, let's get this money. Come on, let's make it happen for ourselves, for our daughters, for our nieces, for our children, our cousins, our sisters. Come on, let's do this. We got it.
That was excellent, Tisha. And you're right. Women, we do create the atmosphere in our relationships and in our lives. But for some reason, a lot of times we like to abdicate or play that victim mentality when something goes wrong. We set the tone for the world, but when you really bring it on in and bring it home, like you said, it's tight, but it's right.
Yeah.
So excellent.
Thank you.
Sissy.
We were about transformation today. I tell you, I loved, you're talking about don't let other people tell you about you. And tonight's message, I think there's a consistent theme, and I know you said, it's taking responsibility and making things happen in our lives the way we want them to happen. And you're talking about from relationships, still starts with you and your mindset. Still starts right there. So that is definitely the root thing for us to pay attention to today, and then cause those transformations to happen all the way through. That was excellent. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And one thing that I liked about it, Miss Tisha, is that you stated for us to invest in ourselves. And we as women, or as mothers, or as wives, whatever type of title that we have, we tend to invest in everybody else, but then we forget to invest in ourselves. And another point that I really like, and I believe that is very important for all of us, is to be healed. There is a lot of us that are getting into relationships, whatever type of relationship that it is, whether it's with a man or with anything like a business, relationship, whatever the case may be. We still have to make sure that we are healed and made whole until we enter into a new relationship. Because when we don't, and sometimes we just got to be flat out delivered from some things. But if we don't, then we bring all this mess into this new relationship.
Yep.
And how is it fair for the individual as yourself? And how is it fair to the individual that you're getting into a new relationship with? You know, so I love the presentation. I really did. I enjoyed it. So I really thank you for that, Ms. Tisha.
Thank you.
So I'm not going to prolong the time. We do have another speaker, and her name is Ayoka. Did I say that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Ayoka. So we're going to get out of here, and we're going to allow Miss Ayoka to let us know what she has to say on tonight.
Hey, good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Miss Aisha, and everyone that's been on here. So my name is Ayoka, and I am a writer, and I am recently a publisher. So I just wanted to talk about this journey as far as writing goes with Black Women Equal Pay Day. And of course, if you haven't done so already, please, please, please go to www.blackwomenequalpay.com. So I'm going to share my screen. And I just have a really quick presentation for you, and it's called Stop Waiting and Start Writing. So earlier, if you caught this earlier, one of the things that Coach asked us was, what was the thing that you're protesting against yourself? And for me, I had to protest of being Superwoman. So when I say I have to be Superwoman, at least in my head, I think that I have to be Superwoman. I have to be Superwoman in every relationship, everywhere I go, whether it's at work, whether it's relationship with friends, whether it's relationship with church, relationship, anything. It doesn't matter what it is, I have to be Superwoman. I don't know where that comes from, but it just feels like that's just been on me since I was a little child. And to be honest, Superwoman is tired, and Superwoman is not that super, okay? So I project an image that I'm really not. At the end of the day, what happens is I find myself hurting, I find myself tired, I find myself giving into toxic behaviors because I am so tired and unhealed. And I had to realize something is going on. So one of the things that happened with me is I had to start writing to make some changes in my life, because I needed to figure out what was going on with me and why I was kept indulging in these toxic behaviors. So one of the things I did was, me being Superwoman means I will not say no. Even if I am carrying 100 things in these two hands, if you ask me to pick up one more thing, I'm not going to say no. That's toxic behavior. Another thing is, if I do start picking it up and it's too heavy, I'm never going to tell you that it's too heavy. I'm falling. I'm about to drop everything. Another thing that I did is I didn't separate myself from toxic people and toxic environments. That meant on my last job, I was on that job way too long. I wasn't getting the money I should have been paid. I was being Superwoman on that job, meaning there was a team full of us, but I was taking this huge workload because I was Superwoman and I could do it myself. So anyway, let me get to Stop Waiting and Start Writing. Again, this is part of Black Women Equal Pay Day, and please go to blackwomenequalpay.com. And I want to tell you about Stop Waiting and Start Writing. Really quick, Black Women Equal Pay Day. Listen, over our lifetime, we earn $946,120 less than our white male counterparts, and that's nearly $1 million. So right now, when I go to work, from the time we worked from January until December, for my white male counterparts at my job, I need to work another 6 months without pay. I need to work another 6 months to equal what they've made in 1 year. So I need to work 1.5 years to make what they make in 1 year. We're doing the same job. I'm not saying specifically because I can't tell you, I don't know what that, but this is in the general, this is what Black women are making compared to our white male counterparts. We have to work 1.5 years compared to their year to make the same amount of money. I don't know any of us that want to work 6 months for free. I don't like working 6 minutes for free. I don't. So as a matter of fact, once we start going into 6 minutes, 7 minutes, it's time to put the overtime hours in when I'm putting in my time. So I don't want to work six months for free. That's not fun. But what could your life be? How different could your life be with money? And when I say $1 million, I'm not talking about a whim or whatever, but let me go to the next slide. And when I say stop waiting and start writing, and trust me, I'm preaching to the choir. Stop waiting for a raise. Stop waiting for a raise. Stop waiting for a new position to open up. Stop waiting for a new title. Stop waiting for recognition. Stop waiting for a chance of a lifetime. Y'all know them susus that, them 100, yeah, stop waiting for those. Look, stop waiting for your flower, okay? Some of y'all might have $100 on a couple of flowers. Somebody might have $500 on 3 or 4, $5. Stop waiting. Stop waiting for that flower to close. It might get stalled. Stop waiting for a jackpot. And there's so many things that we find ourselves just waiting. I'm just waiting for this chance. I'm just waiting for this chance. I'm just waiting. Stop waiting and start doing. For me, I had to start writing. That's what I had to do. So let me run to the next slide. And really quick, let me just say, with my work journey, I had to start setting goals. I went from one job when I first moved to Virginia. I'm from Queens, New York, and I moved to Virginia 10 years ago. And I started working with one bank, which started off great, and then it went downhill. At the last 2 years, it went downhill, and then we reached all the way down to hell. That's how bad it got. And when I left that job, I left a really toxic environment. Again, like I said, it took me 2 years to leave. Once it started turning toxic, it took 2 years for me to leave. But when I left that job, I started setting some other job goals. One of the job goals that I set was I don't want to work with anyone standing over my shoulder. Even when I took part-time jobs, I took part-time jobs at night and overnight because I knew the supervisors weren't going to be there. And then I also set financial goals. Well, when I started temping and contracting for the company that I'm with now, I had a goal. I want to make this money. They gave me this amount of money. Then it was, I have a goal. I need them to hire me permanent. They hired me permanent. I was really happy. Then I was like, oh, well, hey, I've never had a title before at this job. They gave me a title. Guess what? I was like, okay, what's my next goal? Don't stop setting those goals. Be a goal setter and a goal getter, but we don't have to limit our goals for inside the job. So let me go into the next slide because I know it's late and I don't want to keep y'all waiting. For me, I had to have faith to write, and I put write out my future. I'm a woman of faith. I'm a minister, a licensed minister, also here in Richmond, Virginia, under my church and my bishop. But you know what I had to have faith to do? I had to have faith to stop operating in fear. And when I say stop operating in fear, I had to start claiming some things, creating, possessing, and healing, and realizing God has more for me than working at the bank from 9 to 5, and then on the weekends working at my part-time job at one hotel, and then working at a another part-time job at another hotel across town. And I was working 6 and 7 days a week because I didn't have faith that God had more for me. Remember, I was Superwoman, so if they needed hours or somebody didn't come in, hey, call Ayoko, okay, I'm coming. No, I'm tired. No, I just need a break. No, I need to be working on my business. No, I need to be writing because I have some works in progress that I haven't finished. But I didn't have the faith just to slow down, say no. You know, that Superwoman, say no, let me stop and let me create something that I can do more with in my life. And then I found out that there's money. This is the good part. I found out there was money in every word that I write. So as an author, I can get books, I can do speaking, I can write articles, I can write blogs, I can do guest blogging, I can start my own blog, which I have. I could do freelance writing work, copywriting, social media copywriting, ghostwriting for books, ghostwrite other sermons, do technical writing. Listen, for me, writing is endless. And I had to learn that. Something that I love. This is what I want you to get, because it might not be writing for you. I'm talking about something that you love to do. That is where there is prosperity for you. I love to write. I've been writing since I was a little girl. I just love to write. I love to read. I love to write. I love to read. I love to write. At work, I might be writing this and writing that. They said, "Oh, you're such a good writer." I'm like, "Oh, this is what I love to do." Then I realized there's money. What? There's money in this thing? Okay, we're gonna equal up some things. And then I had to learn how to get right out of my way. I had to look back and say, "Well, what am I doing?" And again, you might assess those things that you love. What are you already doing? For me, writing company memos, emails, releasings. For the part-time job at the hotel, I wrote up an entire training manual that they use to this day when they bring someone in. Just writing, making it simple. Writing Facebook posts can turn into a devotional. I'm finding myself giving good advice to someone, and I find myself giving the same advice to a few people. Well, you know what? That might be a journal. So it's so much in what you love to do and what you do every day. You just have to get right out of your way. And then in doing what you love to do, let me tell you, leverage. You get yourself a coach like Coach Danielle. She will show you from baking a cake, from doing crochet. I'm telling you, there's so many wonderful women in our community that are doing what they love and creating the wealth that corporate America doesn't really want us to have. Why do I say they don't want us to have it? Because if they wanted me to have it, my paycheck would look a little better than what it does now. It don't look bad, but it doesn't look like other people's. I know that. But what I'm saying is there's so much inside of you. Every day for me, there's a story to write, there's a book to write, but the main thing is start exploring the possibilities of leveraging your money. It's your money, it's your dream. For me, where's that pen? Y'all, I had a pen sitting right here. Well, here go the pen top. Use that pen. Every word you write, everything you do, and what you're doing, it will increase your confidence. It increases your ability to go out, get the money you deserve, do it. Just to end up, I just want to say, there's always going to be reasons why not. There's always going to be a reason why you shouldn't do it, why you can't do it, why you don't feel like you can do it. There's going to be hundreds of thousands of reasons every single day. You don't feel good today. You got work to do today. Kids not acting right today. The Wi-Fi not working today. I'm just not in the mood today. My phone won't stop ringing today. There's a million reasons why you cannot do this. There's always going to be. But it's up to every single one of us to find the reason why we're going to do it anyway. We have to find out, why are we going to do this? Corporate America is not going to push us to get out and create our own wealth. they're not going to do it. It's not their job. Their job is to keep, listen, this where y'all see me right here, I'm in the same spot that I'm in from 9 to 5 because y'all know we're all working at home from COVID. Right now, I'm on my laptop. Monday morning, I'm going to be in this same spot right here on that computer working for them. But at some point, I will have to set those goals that will shift me outside of corporate America and into my own wealth. For me, that wealth is in these books. That wealth is in my books. That wealth is in my business, my publishing. That's where my wealth is. It's inside of me. It's inside of you. Go to blackwomenequalpay.com. Download that book, The Lie. Oh my gosh. Download it. It is awesome. Get registered. Get you a coach. I can recommend mine. Highly recommended. But if not, just get you a coach. But whatever you do, please go to blackwomenequalpay.com and go ahead and register and download your book. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, stop waiting, start writing. If yours is different, stop waiting on what you can do and just start. Find that reason and get started today. Thank you so much. That's all I have for you guys. Let me find out how to get this screen back.
Yoka.
Yes, ma'am.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
That's right. Stop waiting and start doing the things that you are passionate about, the things that are going to move you forward, the things that are going to make the difference. And we could feel your passion and your excitement about your writing. And I think that is a beautiful thing, because if you love what you do, you will do more of that.
Amen.
So that was excellent. Thank you, Ayoka.
Thank you for this opportunity.
So amazing. I really appreciate your sharing from the personal experience, talking about, back to mindset, but the toxic relationships, toxic environments, and just taking responsibility and moving that and having the self-awareness to say, what am I protesting about myself and what do I need to do to shift that and move that? And then just finding your passion, Superwoman, and making it happen. That was just amazing. So thank you. Very nice job.
So Ayoka, I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me how big that bonus check was after you wrote that manual. I just gotta know.
I know that's right.
Well, I get a $25 discount on the hotel room. Oh, y'all wanted more? Yeah, okay. So, no, that's all I got. That's all I got.
I'm the keep hope alive person. But I knew you was gonna tell me something like that.
Pretty much.
That's just to say to us all, you have value, and if you're waiting on other people to give it to you, you're gonna be waiting. You're gonna have a $25 discount. Because that's what they think of you. You're barely worth the hundreds of thousands of dollars you save them and hiring somebody else to do that. So ladies, let's not sleep on our capabilities. If you don't know what that is, then all the more reason you need to go to bit.ly/freewomen2020, sign up for the certification so that you can figure out what your passion is. What is your business model going to be? Get this information so you can stop giving away your stuff for free. You deserve more.
Hey, Yoka, I am so impressed with you, sis. I am so proud of you for sharing out with the women about, start writing. That is another way, another opportunity, another option for you to free yourself, right? Again, we all have talked about, this just has been amazing tonight. Just the course of events, starting off with us individually talking about what we're going to protest against, moving into, stop talking, doing all this mouth and lip service and start acting and taking action and stop being distracted and getting going, to T, you got to get your life right. You got to get your thing right before you can even think about a boo thing. So, I mean, and then, then to hear you talk about, guess what, guys, at the end of the day, you have control over your destiny. You have control over what happens to you. You've got to just make a decision and act on that, period. What the kids say, period, dot, poo. And you just, it makes it, when you do it, I have to tell you guys this, and I tell people this, and in my Midnight Crew, we know when I talk, I'm talking to me. I don't point fingers at anybody else, I'm talking to me. So you don't even have to think, you don't feel guilty, you don't feel condemned and compromised in any other way. I am talking to Stephanie Lane. So sometimes, and it's been mentioned, we get in our own way. And if we don't recognize that we halt ourselves, we sometimes limit ourselves, whether it be self-doubt, we self-sabotage, we think in our minds about, oh, we weren't good enough, or we even go all the way back to the past. Something has happened to us that had told us and put us in that box. Somebody talked about the box yesterday, I believe. If it wasn't you, Dr. Cynthia, it was somebody prior. But we talk about putting ourselves in a box and stepping in. No, it was Coach V. We stepped right on in the box. What she forgot to tell you is sometimes we put the lid on. We don't even wait on somebody else to put the lid on. We take the lid and put it on ourselves. So, I mean, it's just things that happen to us women. We get into these relationships, and then all of a sudden that person becomes more important than what you had set out for yourself, the goals that you had set out for yourself. So maybe you stopped going to school because family was more important. You decided to have children, and I was going to be the one to stay home, take care of the kids. While he went out and did his thing, whether it be finish school, get a job, whatever, you supported that person in whatever they wanted to do. And somehow, at some point in time in your life, you got lost. All your dreams fell to the side because you felt like you needed to take care of everything else. Now you're in a situation where you're by yourself. You still got the kids, but what are your dreams? What are you going to do? How are you going to help yourself? Talked about being healed. We already talked about you being bruised and scuffed. That's a reality. We do bring that into our relationships. Aisha warned us, you gotta do something with that before getting into those relationships. And it doesn't matter whether it's a personal relationship, a love relationship, or a business relationship. We can bring baggage which will ultimately harm us if we don't get it right, if we don't recognize and be reflective. The big word, and I'm gonna ask everybody on the panel, that the crew that's come back in, what I heard is a common theme through everybody's presentation today, even coaches, is about reflection and being introspective, looking at you and what are you doing? Can someone else share what they heard, what resonated with them, and what are they going to do from this point on?
Let me say something real quick. I'm sorry, who was that?
Go ahead, Aisha.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me say something real quick. Oyoka, thank you for the presentation. I enjoyed it thoroughly. One of the things that you was really speaking about is writing. And what it took me back to is the word. And when the word says that our tongue is the pen of a ready writer. And so what that lets me know is that not only do I have the power to speak death and life to a situation, but I also, my tongue, which formulates words, which is creative power. And so that lets me know that I have the creativity from my creator to create history in my life. And I think that is one of the things that we are missing when it comes to our lives as individuals, is because the earth realm that we live in is voice activated. And whatever we are speaking into the atmosphere, that's what we're going to create. And so now we have to sit here and we have to change our mindsets. We have to renew our mindsets on a daily basis. We have to go back to the word in which that was given unto us and see, what are we creating? What are we speaking to? Our words are speaking to that in which we are writing, because our words write. Our words are written in heaven. Do you get what I'm saying? Am I making any sense? We have to be careful how we are opening up our mouths. And so I encourage everybody who is viewing us, not viewing us, listening to the broadcast, is to share this broadcast, because all these ladies were saying basically the same thing. We need to change what we're speaking to and how we're speaking to it, so that we can change history. Is that what we're talking about? Is that we're not getting our rage gap? Okay, speak to it. You have creative power, speak to that thing. It also states that the word is like a hammer, okay? It's like fire. So what is that telling me? That's telling me that if I continue to speak the word on a daily basis, sooner or later, it's going to break up that thing. Continue to speak the word so it can create that in which you want to create. That's it. I'm putting myself on mute.
Amen.
Was a
Asha.
drop the mic moment. I'm just, whoa, that was it. Voice activated. Girl, you said that.
You did that.
Go ahead.
All I can do is throw my hands up and say amen, because you preached that, Asha. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. What she said, a wage gap, speak to it. Any lack that you have, speak to it.
Speak to it.
Because it is your words that you form. Your words form intention, and your intention goes forth as to what lip service you have put on it. So put different intentions into the atmosphere. That's all I have.
Yes.
She shut it down.
Juanice,
She dropped the mic.
Juanice, were you going to say something about tonight?
So James Baldwin often said, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced. We've got to face it head on. It starts with us. We've got to do a self-inventory, and we got to move. Once you do the inventory, you can't just stay there. You got to do the work, and you got to get busy, because the time is now. Coach told us tonight about ebb and flow. Ebb and flow. We got to be ready at all times. We got to put our perfectionists on the shelf. We got to put our self-doubt on the shelf. We have a community. Start pushing each other. That's our new word, push. Don't just push yourself, push your sisters. We can get this done.
We absolutely can get it done. And that's what a team does. And that's what teamwork does, makes the dream work. And if we all pull together under one united stand, one united voice, there's nothing that we can't make happen.
That's right. Is there anyone else that would like to share reflections from tonight before we move on? All right, Rose, you can take us away to our special presentation.
Yeah, let's cue up the presentation because remember, we still protesting.
Using our voice. Voice actress number 9. Still protesting.
All right, hold on.
Still protesting. You have the nerve to tell me how bad you feel, that you have to explain to your kids what's going on when all my life, my kids had to know the deal?
Watch what you do. Watch what you say. Or them cops might take you away. I'm still protesting. When you respond to Black Lives Matter with all lives matter,
but all lives ain't dying and all mamas ain't crying.
So I'm still protesting how you've turned the imprisonment of my brothers and sisters into a money-making institution. Despite the Constitution, I'm still protesting. How many wrongfully accused are still doing time? Because their DNA is hard to find, I'm still protesting. How you feel you can treat me anyway and get mad because I have something to say. You say I can't get ahead because I'm angry. Like I'm not supposed to see what you do to me. I'm still protesting. Why my opportunities don't look like hers. Why my check doesn't look like his. And you want me to think that's just what it is? I'm still protesting. I know that my presence is an embarrassment.
And how you use my people to build your establishment.
And low key, I'm still waiting on my repayment, so I'm still protesting.
Because Black men been dying, and the system has been lying.
Creating games of free commerce and don't give us the rules to play. So I'm still protesting because what we have is not a voice. Telling me to vote when all the while you know my votes won't beat your choice. So I'm still protesting, even as you try to write slavery out of history. As if we came here voluntarily, just like Columbus discovered America, right? So I'm still protesting because me or my people can't breathe.
Financially, economically, or mentally, having me trying my best to get along.
When all the while I've been just left alone to try my best. To figure out this mess, so I'm still protesting. For the drugs you put into my community, for the loss of my ancestry and dignity. And especially my identity, and even the way you look at me, like I'm going to steal from you. But didn't you steal it from me? So I'm still protesting, and until things change. You need to protest too, regardless of your hue. Because until it gets right for all of us, it won't be right for you.
So I'm still protesting. And until this gets right, I don't plan on stopping.
Well, everybody, I think we've come to the close of another dynamic evening. Hold, please.
So while Rose gets that together, hey guys, we again are appreciative that you guys have joined us tonight for the 5th annual Black Women Equal Pay Day Conference. And guess what? We have one more night. Tomorrow night. Meet us back here at 8:45 Central Standard Time, 8:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. The actual conference will start at 9. We come on and we try to gather everyone together and start recapping and talking about the events for the day. And then we get right into the conference. So make sure that you come back the last day. Make sure you invite your friends, invite your auntie, your cousin, your sis, your neighbor, the one you like, the one you don't, doesn't matter. Make sure they're here because we all need to be here. We all need to get united and make some changes, make some moves together, united, as that has been said earlier. So Rose, you want to close out? Or Cherie, you have anything to say? I'm sorry, Cherie, you have anything?
No, I think we said it all. Good night. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Don't forget to go download the book and check out the Free Women 2020 site.
Absolutely. Download the book, check out the site, share the video, share Black Women Equal Pay, share it to your friends, invite your friends, and we'll see you here tomorrow night. Good night, everybody.